This conference will now be recorded.
Hi there, Kirsty. Welcome back.
Hi, Melissa. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. If you could just give us a little bit of an update on, how the editing is going and everything like that, and then we'll jump into today's topic.
Okay, editing is going great for someone that has a lifetime of dealing with anxiety. It's because the book's so meaningful, as you know. It's been reliant on you being able to hoof me up the butt from across the Atlantic, just to to keep me from getting caught up in perfectionism, something you mentioned in the book. So it's a form of anxiety, but it's all good. I'm enjoying the pressure, the excitement of it all. So sometime this month it should be available for everybody.
Excellent. Super exciting. Okay, thank you so much for that update. I know we're very anxious over here to get our hands back on it again so that we can comb through it one last time and help you get it uploaded. So very excited. Now, moving forward, today we wanted to chat about something that's very near and dear to your heart and something that has played a really big role in your life, and that is, science and religion. And those are two things that most people consider to be completely different. So do you want to go ahead and share, first of all, why that's personal to you, and second of all, why you have such a different idea from most people on that topic?
Okay. Yeah, I've always been a very rational thinker, even though, I'm having experience of things like OCD that lead you down something called superstitious thinking. So it's kind of an interesting conundrum to be able to hold two modalities in your heads. And I've always been kind of able to do that. My background's very much in the science camp. I have a Bachelor of Science honours and two postgraduates, all in psychology as a science. Yeah, but I've always been very, very drawn to the philosophical and the spiritual side of things, the transpersonal aspects of psychology. And I went through various religious experiences myself, trying to find answers. But of course, these were generally ones that led to disappointment, and so eventually it really was that kind of turning full circle and turning inward and realizing that that was one of the many things that the anxiety was actually trying to teach me. It was trying to give me the tools to self-reflect and to be able to hold these two kind of sometimes differing positions, and to really appreciate that expect an answer to your question, you have to make so many assumptions about your question in the place. And so it really got me appreciating that science and spirituality, in the form of any particular religion, they're not mutually exclusive. You don't have to take one and reject the other. They're often kind of presented as though they are, and quite often their loudest proponents, but not their best proponents, often make that seem like that's the case. But really, from what I can say, if you pick away all the dogma, yeah, if you pick away all the fear, if you pick away all the ego that's driving so much of it, they're both modalities, they're both heroes on a quest of illumination. They're all trying to answer the big questions. They're just coming at it through a different way of questioning. One is very much about thinking and measuring. The other one is much more about thinking and feeling. And we can actually apply both of these in our life. So there's a section in If all about, what if you don't have to choose between them, and you can actually take the best bits of both that work for you. So nice. It's not like a this or that, just like in any relationship. Why would you want to be with someone that made you choose them over someone else? It's like having a husband but not being allowed your best friend or something like that. That's just a bit shitty, really. No one's ever going to choose that. So I see them in much the same way.
That's sounding a bit like an argument for polyamory as well, but we will skip past that.
Yeah, move in there somewhere.
Yeah, so no, just the way you worded it.
In an ironic sort of way, science and religion are both kind of singing from the same hymn sheet, and one of the many funny ways that we can see that is they both really quite often cling to Latin, and they cling to this kind of special framework that makes it very exclusive, and you have to be initiated into the mysteries of how do you even talk about the subject. So they come about it with very much the same sort of personality, and in Hinduism there's this text, the Rig Veda, and a great comment in there, and it's truth is one. Sages call it by various names. And the funny thing is that when we adopt a scientific or religious perspective, it's as though they are going to lead us to the answer. Like there is an answer to be had, you know, and it's kind of defeating the point, because we're all on this journey of self-discovery, right, of personal enlightenment and personal illumination. And so both journeys, the scientific or the spiritual, they're taking different paths, they're carrying different milestones, and they're perceiving different kinds of threat and danger, and unfortunately see each other through the cultural philosophical lenses as adversaries, when it's just not the case. But that's changing now as well, through really amazing scientific inquiries such as quantum physics, although I'm not going to go into that because I'm not a physicist, but I do grasp the general point. Also cosmology, also neuroscience, all of these things are really starting to converge towards the metaphysical now, or spiritual, for lack of a better term.
Very
And
nice.
so
And if there was
the point,
one, I'm sorry, go ahead.
the point is that the hero always returns home but is forever changed, right? That's the hero's journey. You know, so whether you're a scientist or a religious person, you know, it's personal, and you will be transformed. So it doesn't matter what you think you know. That's gonna change.
I love that. Perfect. And last question. If there's one moment or event that you could point to in your life that pointed you down kind of the path of discovery and particularly made you interested in both science and religion, what would you say it would be?
The concept of reflection, I think. As a kid, I used to spend a lot of time in front of mirrors and in between mirrors. And it wasn't so much just, you know, admiring myself. I was really trying to see beyond the reflection. I was just absolutely fascinated with this idea of, well, what is perception? What am I looking at? What's looking back at me? How far can I see? Can I see an infinite series of reflections? And I used to stand as a little kid in between these two long vertical mirrors, and I used to watch for ages, perfectly still, trying to just catch out that one version of me that did something different. And I always wondered about that. You know, how amazing would that be if one just waved back to the rest of us? And it was only, you know, years later you come around in the big spiral of enlightenment, really, and you realize there was one. There was one that was different. It was me. I had the agency.
Nice.
And so
That's pretty awesome.
it's why, yeah, I think it's why for me it really ties into this idea of the hero's journey, and that it's a personal one, and that we're all on it, you know, and having doubts as we go along about the modality, about the path, about what we're experiencing. That's healthy. If we didn't have doubt, then we wouldn't have faith in where we were going.
Very nice. Excellent. Well, Kirsty, I think that's a great place to stop. Thank you so much for joining us, and so excited to get my hands on the book.
Yeah. You see that now? You're gonna big edit job coming.
I know so. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Shall I leave you